What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more and we're going back to their 1988 album, Stay on These Roads, once again, moving our way through it quickly. Again, when I really enjoy the beginning of a deep dive, I just go headlong in for it, so hopefully I'm not going too fast for anyone, but yeah, do let me know what you thought about the journey so far, but we're up to a tune. I'll make sure I got this right. This Alone Is Love. Very interesting title. It's a phrase that, there's enough there that, I can speculate a little bit more. But yeah, it's basically, it suggests that in the eyes of the narrator or the, let's say, protagonist of the song, or perhaps, maybe in the eyes of someone else, but as now perceived or recognized by the narrator, I guess fair to say, but that other aspects that might be considered love or comprise like a sort of amalgamation that is the sort of emotion or experience or satisfaction of love, that there's actually only one thing, and that everything else is ultimately irrelevant or at best, tangential and secondary. So the idea of this alone, something or some aspect of what is considered love or the related concepts that people associate with the notion of love is far and away the primal, or not the primal, the main or the only, not the main, the only consideration, that everything else, is a derivative of or a byproduct of that one aspect. So this alone is love. I suppose it could be conceptual or like psychological. It's like you have to look at someone or something in a very certain way for it to actually be love. It could be more practical or situational, the idea that it's one thing to talk about love, but to actually let's say sacrifice for someone else, or to put yourself on the line to shield someone from burden or from sort of harm. Could maybe that is the sort of the real expression or articulation of love. It could be about sort of the psychology of devotion, the idea that like through thick and thin, no matter what happens, I'm not going to change the way I think about someone or something. So yeah, it's an interesting title, and it suggests a number of different avenues, but we'll have to see on what level and in what direction the phrase is relevant. So let's get to it. This is This Alone Is Love from their 1988 album, Stay on These Roads. Oh. Feels like a nighttime, like heartbroken at nighttime kind of song. I love that little bass riff.
This alone is love. No small thing. This alone is love. That my love brings. And all of us
I love that little.
who are traveling by tractor.
For some reason, it's like reminding me of Chris Isaac a little bit.
Are a myriad of wars.
Oof.
I'm losing everyone.
You could feel the energy coming. Is that a tautology? Love is love is love? Oop, little guitar.
And all of us who are traveling by tractors, our souls are a myriad of wars, and I'm losing everyone.
Is there a myriad of what? I love this noticed it the first time, but I wasn't sure if that was idiosyncratic or if that was sort of the sequence. Little sort of like tension brass and big kind of pad synths. The composition of their song, I like it. It's like, it's melodic, it's harmony, but it's like there's tension and unease. Blue for you, and there's been a couple other lines where I'm like, maybe he is talking about sacrifice in light of the song title. I'm not sure. Oh, love this. Again, like compelling, groovy, but a bit dark. The guitar. Proper like tension string. I heard your guitar. I mean, this section alone can be a really cool instrumental too. There's like a hint of like a cinematic clip, like in a montage. I can feel this working.
What can we
Get out of here.
do?
Like jazz sing sort of finish. Unbelievable. Another remarkable tune. Admittedly, I feel like lyrically, I'm not able to piece together much. Like I said, it feels like maybe there is something to the idea that it's speaking about, like, what truly represents love is to sort of, be blue for someone else, or to sort of, again, sort of absorb the sort of stress, burden, or pain that would otherwise go to them. So, not sure if that has anything to do with it. Do let me know if there's some lines in particular that are helpful to sort of gleaning sort of the meaning of this one. And again, I am constantly thinking about, as I go through their album, their third album here, that there's been multiple songs where people have pointed out that, even though maybe there's one or two themes that I'm chasing, it turns out that they're a lot darker and like deeper than I realized. So do let me know if that's the case here. Once again, an amazing tune sonically. His voice is just ridiculously good. As I said, there was that section at the end where it was such a nice, like, compelling groove, and it had a nice like rhythm and like sequence to it. Whereas, like, if you chop this up and made it like a 3.5 sort of instrumental tune, 3.5 minute instrumental tune, I would love it. I think it would be fantastic. Oh, and by the way, there's compelling vocals and like a larger sort of structure. So yeah, again, it's a testament to the composition quality. But do let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.